Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Mitchell, and today Justin and I will be discussing about when she says, I'm not ready. We do these Instagram lives every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. And if you guys find this video content of value, you guys can show your appreciation by donating any amount that you feel is equal to the value of this video. And if you guys have any questions, a little bump on the road, feel free to send us a direct message and we'll reply to you as soon as we can. And without further ado, I'm going to add Justin on the line. What is up, Carter? How are you doing? Always the first one in here. What's good? Let me see. How's everybody doing? Okay, so I just sent Justin the invite. Happy Tuesday. It is almost Christmas, so what are you guys doing for Christmas? What are you guys doing for Christmas? What's up, other Justin? What's good? Oh, let me tag the here you go. Let me pin that post so that everybody that comes in. What's good, Justin? I got my notes, I got my water. I am well prepared. Connecting. Yo, what's good, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you holding up?
I am good, man. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy
To check myself out. You know the Instagram camera's always a little different.
I know, for sure. Man. You know, one of these days I gotta fix this whole imbalance thing, but until then, you know.
Yeah, I gotta get a new not new, but this stand. I'm gonna be honest with the people. I bought it for like $15 off of Amazon.
No, that's all good.
This is going to have to invest in like a little bit of a better stand because it's a little tilted to the side. Looks like I'm on gangster lean always.
Yeah, no, that's all good though. I mean, like, eventually we're probably gonna move on to a different platform, but for now we're gonna stick to Instagram lives. Just maybe for a few more months. We'll see where everything goes.
We're planning. We're trying to figure out our next steps and what the future of the show looks like. Especially after COVID, where we eventually have to probably go back to working 9 to 5 to some degree and stuff. So but until then, we're gonna enjoy the free time we got, make it happen, bring it to you however we can. It's cold up in this piece, so I see we both bundled up.
Yeah, I know. I'm staying warm today, but I gave everybody a little bit of an introduction. What we're going to be talking about. I already pinned it down, so anyone that's coming in right now, that's our topic. When she says, "I am not ready" or "I'm not ready," I want to start out by saying when women they solve their problems by discussing about it. So I want you guys to think about that whenever we're saying anything. I want you to think about that as the core, because that's going to be very helpful. But Justin, I'm going to have you start it off for us while I take a sip of this water.
All right. Yeah, basically, once again, I'm going to just keep it a little bit up front with our audience. This was the title was always a topic. We just discussed about how different ways to approach it. We had one way in mind, figured that wasn't going to work out. But yeah, this is just, when she isn't ready. I think a lot of us have been in situations where we've liked someone to pursue someone. And things seem to be going great, from the guy's perspective. Things seems to be going great. You think she kind of likes you, maybe you're unsure. You bring up, and then when you finally broach it, hey, what's up with us? She hits you with I'm not ready for a relationship. I just got out, I just ended a relationship. I'm just looking to have
some fun.
I'm looking to, be, enjoy my life, but, or the dreaded, and I've heard it. I'm sure every guy has. I love
what
you
is
as
it,
a
Justin?
friend. Or you're like a brother to me. One of those fatality moves.
Fatality from Mortal Kombat.
Dog, you ripping your heart out.
Standing there, you can't do nothing about it.
You
just gotta accept your fate. Yeah,
it's over. You lost the match. Now you just gotta sit there and think. Oh, okay. So yeah. Well, this is this show is just the situation of like how to deal with that. Um, different perspectives on how to look at it. You know, when she says she's not ready, what that really means. The more I thought about it before we filmed, I was thinking like I really see this as a way for to try to help guys to understand and navigate that without being angry or bitter.
Yes. Yes.
You know, that's I think that's a big part of our credo. And you know, remember we got to take our own personal responsibilities. It's our fault. Everything's our fault. So if you find yourself in this situation, you know, you misstepped. You know, stuff like this doesn't always end up to come from a malicious place. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, go ahead, man. Where you going?
Oh no. I was agreeing with you because most of the time, so like look at it as the woman's perspective now. When they're saying like, look, you know, I'm not ready, or you know, they're not trying. Well, one, it depends on where you are at with her. What kind of base, you know, how we use like first base, second base, and all that. So it depends on where you're at with her too, as well. Like if you guys never even like touched each other or like held hands or you never kissed her, like those are steps. Those are different steps, and which is why this whole base thing existed in the beginning. But now also in a woman's perspective, they don't know how to tell you. Like it's hard on them to tell you, and they're trying to make it as easy as possible. When they say I'm not ready, it means that you are messing up.
I mean, to a degree,
you are messing up.
I will say this: there probably is some missteps, but I also do want to be fair enough to say, like, the truth is, she just might not be ready. I mean, prime example, like you brought up, coming out of a long-term relationship. You know,
coming
she's
out
been dating somewhere
for
a year,
maybe it's a short-term relationship. Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe it was a short-term, like super toxic. You know.
Yeah. You don't know her situation like she does.
Yeah, so it could be true. And the problem with that is, I think a lot of women, actually good intentioned women, not even trying to be mean, is they, you know, I mean, we got to remember too, women are people. So they, as a guy, you're trying to woo them. So you are probably doing what you're traditionally told we should do. You're listening, you're showing up, you know, you're doing all this stuff.
God.
And you take that as, you know, and she takes that as like, wow, I like this guy. He makes me feel great. I feel great about myself. That doesn't necessarily equal like attraction, though. And another thing is, if she's coming off a long-term relationship, anything that makes her feel special is going to be extra valuable to her. So that doesn't mean she likes you. That just means like, to a degree, you're making her feel good, you know. And,
Carter said that "I Love You Like a Brother" movie is a killer.
Dog, for real. Listen, look, I have been there. All right, I've been told that, and yeah, and it is hell. That's part of the reason we are here now is
today,
being told
because we've
like
been
that.
hurt.
And I'm sitting up there thinking like, how the hell what did I do? You know, you go over your mind like, why am I in this position? But yeah, if you hear "I Love You Like a Brother," game over. You lost.
Cross yourself out.
Yeah. The only comeback is to vanish for some years and come back like the damn Batman or something. And then just, you know what I'm saying? Like, take it from there. Any other way, let that shit go. It's over. It's over. It's over. You need to make a decision. Are you okay with being a brother role? You
forever.
Like,
forever.
Like, okay,
forever
this
role.
is fine. You know. But man, like, I think as dudes, too, we do have to. There has to be a balance. You know what I mean? We have to be on our purpose. We have to have all this stuff. We have to be focused on what we want, but then you also have to listen. You like, I think, you know what? Now that I really think about, like, I've had this epiphany right now. I think one part of our message that we've missed out on, one element that we might have taken for granted, is the ability to listen, like actively listen. And we've kind of hinted on it about, you know, like pick up the cues and here or there, you know, and this and the other. But the thing is, like, I do believe like people will tell you everything you need to know if you just listen for it, you know. And so you like, like I said, if you're a guy, you're talking to a girl, she's telling you you're not ready, she's not ready.
Mm-hmm.
Or if
Mm-hmm.
y'all just hanging out and she's constantly talking about,
Mm-hmm.
this other guy or how she's been hurt and all this
Mm-hmm.
other stuff, I would say really listen to that, run it through your filter, run it through your, your
Mm-hmm.
strategic matrix, figure out your
Mm-hmm.
next move,
Mm-hmm.
and then ask yourself like, okay, is this worth it? Like, what are my probabilities of
Mm-hmm.
really pulling this off?
Mm-hmm.
Um, is this worth my time? Like, the truth is, she may not be ready. She may be
Mm-hmm.
healing from a past relationship or something,
Mm-hmm.
and may not be ready to be in a
Yeah,
relationship
cool.
with
What's
you.
good, man? How you doing? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's up, y'all? Cool. And she
Mm-hmm.
might
Mm-hmm.
jump into it
Mm-hmm.
for whatever reason, which was a point you hit on, which I'm not,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to step on your toes. Um,
Too late,
but yeah,
Justin. No, I was kidding.
to
Yeah,
a
yeah,
point
yeah.
she might have hit on.
Mm-hmm.
She might have came into it too early for her.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're dealing with that. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? You have this whole situation. So
Mm-hmm. I know
yeah.
Carter and I, we talked a little bit earlier before the show.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I'm not gonna say anything. Carter, if you feel comfortable, if you're still in here and you feel comfortable and you don't mind talking about it, feel free to drop a question or anything, and we can answer it for you. Okay. But I do want to continue on, and when she says I'm not ready, when she says I'm not ready, usually what it means is like you're smothering and you're over pursuing, and she feels like she's gonna lose her freedom. I wrote some stuff down too, but it feels like she's gonna lose her freedom, and that's nobody wants to ever lose that. Nobody wants to lose their freedom. Okay, and usually with the over pursuing, most guys tend to be in denial when it comes to over pursuing. They say like, "Oh yeah, no, I'll leave her alone," this and that. If she did, she would not tell you that. She would come off and be like, "How come you don't spend enough time? You don't do this." Like, even though she might be joking around, the hints are there. Like that joking around that she's doing has a little bit of truth behind that. So I want to touch base on the movies. So movies nowadays, like Hollywood movies, I wrote this down too. So most movies you see now are men trying to secure or lock down a woman into a relationship before she's ready. That way, some other guy won't come in and take your prize. And yeah, that's not the way to do it. And we're going to discuss a little bit more on that. Justin, please touch base.
Wait, I'm listening to you.
Yeah.
Are you telling me the romantic movies
Mm-hmm.
are not telling us the truth about how to
They're not. Mm-mm.
make all this work? Yeah, I mean, I would even go so far as to say this. The truth is, as a dude, you have to realize it's not your job to fix somebody,
Thank you.
and that's not even a dude. That's the people in general. Like, that's on them. It's
They
on
want to be
us.
fixed.
It's on you to fix yourself. It's on other people to fix them.
Mm-hmm.
If you're pursuing a lady that's saying she's not ready for a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
or she has hinted at, like you said, maybe
Mm-hmm.
joked around and hinted at this stuff, and she's being,
Mm-hmm.
like, she's jumping in, but you can tell she's not really into it, or maybe you can't. But she's giving, like, you're putting yourself in a position. Basically, you're trying to be a Captain Sable,
Mm-hmm.
to a degree, But that's not your
Mm-hmm.
job. You
Mm-hmm.
can't do that. You can't force anyone to work on their own mental,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of wounds just take time to heal.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let's go ahead. I see Carter posted, so
Yeah.
let's go ahead and hit
Okay,
this up.
I'm gonna have you read it because
Yeah.
your background.
Well, when I asked her out,
Yeah.
he didn't know the things I know now.
Mhm.
Oh, when I asked her out, I didn't know the things I know now.
Mhm,
I was
mhm.
always the first text and responding super fast. Another mistake I made was asking her out like a month after she got out of a 7-month relationship. Yeah.
Text to respond super fast, and another mistake I made was asking her out like a month after she got out. Okay.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
look, and like I said,
It's okay.
We've been there. I've been there. I've done it. I've done it hardcore.
Oh yeah.
As
I
soon
did.
as you get the text, you hit it right back.
My
and,
late teens, man. I was considered an adult, and I still been making these type of mistakes. I think I was 18 or 19. 18 or 19. I might share part of one of my stories, which was, there was this lady. I really liked her, and I was really attracted to her, but One thing was after, we hung out a couple of times, I felt like, look, I think it's time. I think it's time for us, to be in a relationship. And like just me saying that, it's kind of like it's a little humiliating. But I remember we were sitting there and I was like, look, I was trying to lock her into a relationship before she was even ready. At the same time, she just got out of a relationship, maybe 3-4 months. I thought at that time, oh, this would be a good time because she's single now. I don't want another guy to take her. So and we've been hanging out. We've been like hooking up and everything too. So I was like, yeah, this would be a perfect opportunity to lock her in before another guy takes her. So I tried to convince her with words saying like, look, I'm not like other guys. I'm pretty sure some of you out there have said somewhere within that realm, like I'm not like other guys. You should give me this chance because of this, that, and that. When she is not ready.
Yeah.
And going back to what I was saying earlier, like women solve their problems by talking about things. When they talk about it, their feelings, and then based off how they feel, they will tell you. So it has to be up to her to bring up the topic of commitment, because a guy that focuses on commitment, that's more of a feminine trait. That's more of a feminine trait. I know like we're touching on that base right now, Justin, but like it is more of a feminine trait when it comes to like this heterosexual relationship. And when you do that, this role changes. And when the role changes, the woman doesn't like that. They don't know how to react to that. So then they pull away. And when they pull away, what does Hollywood do? They go and chase. And Hollywood portrays it as like when you chase, you're gonna get that girl because I tried. So yeah, turns out that when I asked her, she was like, what, I heard this before. I was like, ooh, okay. I was like, all right. So what happened next? Yeah, we never got together, and we never really spoke after that.
Yeah, that Hollywood movie shit is
hmm
it's toxic in its own right.
It is.
And it's
hmm
misinformative for a number of
hmm
reasons.
hmm hmm
Let's say, hold on, see, Yaku. Society itself has people get serious about relationships later and later in life. Other goals now taken. Yeah, no, that's true. That's real true.
Well,
People are pushing.
society itself has people
Has
got
people get serious. Has people get serious about
about
relationships
relationship
later
later
and later
and
in
later.
life. Other goals now taking the front seat, which is
hmm
true. Which I think is a great thing,
hmm hmm
and to a degree should be. Like
hmm
I really believe, and this is something I've come to as I got older. Like I don't think like you should worry about a long term relationship.
hmm
At
Oh
the
yeah, no.
earliest, I would say 25, 26. At the
hmm
earliest, and then honestly, I would suggest most people don't really get involved and think
hmm
about that until they're early 30s, super late 20s, early 30s at max.
I would even go as far to say as the guy in general, even if that's what you truly want, you shouldn't even focus on that. Like that is not your focus. Because when you focus
Well,
it,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's
Never
kind of like,
focus.
yeah,
Never
yeah,
focus
because
on it,
when you
but you know what
focus
I
on
mean.
it, yeah, yeah. But like when you do focus, and for the guys out there that's watching this, because we kind of know it now, but like for the people that's out there and they're like, oh, what do you mean by the focus? It's because it's kind of like blood in shark's water. Like they could smell that from a mile away. So when you try, like when you tend to focus a little bit more on her and you tend to focus more on the relationship and all this, like they sense that it's not attractive to her because they want you to have your own purpose. They want you to have your own purpose. If your goal is to only focus on her, like it's just gonna like she's gonna lose attraction towards you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, which is true. But
hmm
I think too, I do want to have a caveat. Now there are people
hmm
who meet, the person they love early in life and they make it
hmm
work. I'm not saying that can't happen.
hmm
I'm coming from more the perspective of, you're living your life, you kind of
hmm
date, maybe you have the idea of like, oh man, it'd be nice to settle down, especially
hmm
from a guy's perspective.
hmm
Um, I was hold off, man. It's
Yeah.
just what they say. Just hold off for
hmm
several reasons. Number one, like I said, you should still be working on what
hmm
you want to do. There's a
Exactly.
lot of responsibility that comes in a relationship, and especially when you're young, it can be really hard to make those boundaries and know
Mm-hmm.
those lines, and it's easy to get lost, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
And then to two, it would
Mm-hmm.
really should be my main one is for the average dude,
Mm-hmm.
your social market value goes up as you get older anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you wait until you're, mid 30s, late 30s
Mm-hmm.
to really consider settling down, if you even want to at that point,
Mm-hmm.
you are now in a way more prime position
Mm-hmm.
than you were, maybe in your early 20s or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. I mean, it's weird how that works, but it's the truth. It's scientifically fact.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, by that time, hopefully you're kind of established, so you at least know what you want to do, and you can make that happen. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like don't get so locked down into the idea of
Mm-hmm.
marrying young and all that. So, that's an antiquated idea. That thing came around back in the day when people was living to 40 and
Yeah.
50. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
you lived to
Yeah.
40, you was an OG. You
Yeah.
know, if you got out
Yeah.
at 30, so really
If
could take time to
if
consider
that's the
that.
case, we only got like a couple years left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it is what it is. I
Yeah.
know Tinder
Yeah. Yeah.
is not for just because Tinder is not for someone that is
Mm-hmm.
ready to get down.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I assume, man. I know Tinder is a hookup site. I
Oh yeah,
know
for sure.
I think some people have dated. I don't know because I haven't done it. I don't plan on doing it. I
Mm-hmm.
will never do it. Yeah, and I mean that. They say never. Well, I'm saying never. I will never
Okay.
do that.
Okay.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so that is what it is. But and that all
Yeah.
goes into the same thing too. Is like if you wait
Mm-hmm.
as a guy, back to what I was saying, you won't have to worry for the she isn't ready talk.
Yep. She will not bring it up. Same thing.
Kind of
It's
like you were
yeah.
saying, which it's not. I'm not saying you shouldn't even be looking for
Mm-hmm.
commitment,
Mm-hmm.
and that kind of stuff, because that's fine. You want somebody on your team that you can
Mm-hmm.
trust, that you can get going, but it should not be your main focus, like you
Mm-hmm.
said.
It,
And as we said before too, like I think your job to attract women is to make it look like your team is the only sane choice for
mm-hmm.
her to be on.
Mm-hmm.
You own your purpose. You working your stuff together. Like you don't give her a choice.
Mm-hmm.
She
This
realizes.
and this goes
Go ahead.
back to what we were saying before. Like this should always be your purpose. That's a little add-on. But yeah, I'm gonna let you continue
Yeah.
this.
No, no, no. Do what you do, man. Because I've been ranting for a little while. Go
Oh
ahead.
no, no, no. No, it's good.
I was
I
just,
like it. I
I,
like it.
I was just saying,
Yeah.
like, yeah, you just,
Mm-hmm.
if you
Eddie.
continue working on yourself, man,
Mm-hmm.
and you focus on your thing, and you get your shit together,
Mm-hmm.
you'd be surprised, man. You look
Mm-hmm.
up, and by the time mid to late 30s,
Mm-hmm.
even in your 40s at this point, it's a hard flex. You
Mm-hmm.
got your home, you got a
Mm-hmm.
career, you have your ride, and I know that's just, and those are material things. Don't
Mm-hmm.
get me wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but that is an overall image of this man is stable. This man can
He
provide
knows
a
what
level
he
of comfort.
wants. Yeah.
He's working towards what he wants,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, you will be surprised, man.
Yeah.
You will be
Mm-hmm.
surprised.
Speaking of purposes, I've been seeing Eddie. He just joined in. Eddie, if you damn, he's been killing it with the vocals right now. He's been just putting out like a lot of like covers and everything. So,
Mm-hmm.
man, shout outs to that for sure.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I gotta.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I might. I don't know if I follow Eddie. If not, if I don't follow you, I most definitely remedy that at
Yeah.
the end of it is in there because you
Yeah.
have. I know you've tagged him or reposted some of his
Yeah,
stuff
yeah, yeah.
before. Yeah, and
He's
I've
been
seen it. The
singing.
dude is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the guy's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Keep at it, man. Keep at it, man. But yeah. I want to continue a little bit more on the woman, where the woman should be the one that brings up the topic of commitment. I know I touched base on that. I'm just gonna read it off my notes right now. Men would be much more successful in getting into a relationship if they focus on dating and having fun together. Okay, keyword dating and having fun means not focus on a relationship. Women are the one that does the choosing, which is why whenever she chooses to be with you, like come on, like if you walk down the street and you're a single guy and you saw like 10 girls, chances are you're gonna be like, yeah, I could be with any one of those 10. where it's most likely not the other way around. Okay, so women are the one that does the choosing. Men that forces a woman into a relationship usually gets rejected. It comes off as needy and controlling and possessive. And Eddie, what Eddie say? He said, "Stop, man! I'm trying to get on your grind." Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. That kryptonite. Yep, Eddie has that kryptonite on a woman. Yeah.
I knew this dude at school who could say, Yaku, I remember him too. But he was a nice dude, but he could sing, and I remember that's how he pretty much pulled his girl, because he could sing. She was pretty too. His girl was very pretty. She was super cool, but yeah, he was singing that little R&B track. The dude was gonna be the next D'Angelo. At least that's what he said. Yeah. But we'll see what you know. I don't know what happened to him, but funny. Just funny memory. Go ahead. I ain't mean to take. I'm taking it off like I'm going on a tangent like an old man. My mind's gone.
No, but like, just touching base on that, like, just focus on having fun and dating, and not focus on to the relationship on her before she's ready. Let's see. Okay, here's more. If you, which is the guy, are forcing yourself into her life more than she is willing to allow, nothing you can say can change your mind. Because women solve their problems by talking about it. A man should focus on dating and having fun.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I just, it's focus. Yeah, just keep doing what you do, man. Like, don't worry about trying to hold her down, man. You know what I mean? If you
and if she's telling you that, chances are you're already over pursuing. You're trying to lock her in. You don't need to lock her in. And if there's other men out there that's trying to get at her, that's fine. If she chooses
you don't. Yeah, well, that's
she chooses you.
You don't want a woman that can walk in a dark alley by herself at night. You know what I'm saying? like let's be honest here, man. But no, it's part of the game. I think you got to understand that. And I hate playing games, but it's all a game in the end too. At the same time, so it's like a game. You can either play or you can get played, man. And that's just unfortunately what it is. If you come out there trying to have your heart on your sleeve, that shit's gonna get stopped on. You're gonna get taken advantage of.
Let's see what Eddie said. He said, "Y'all funny where it's really at is emotional and mental maturity or perspective. Y'all have these things and in life in general." Yeah,
I'm old.
For sure. Yeah,
that's why I'm
getting there. I'm getting there.
That's why I would never do Tinder. I'm old. I don't get it.
And of course, like, what OG?
Why be in a relationship with a side big when you could just buy more properties?
I mean, you can. I mean, like, okay, in life, everything. But
that side big. I figured that's what you meant. But that's the thing too. First off, relationship no side chick. Like, you know what I'm saying? We know this. Like, that's rule number one. Don't be in a relationship with a side chick. That's how you end up with a Larissa Pippen up in this bitch. But even then, like, like you hit on what we were saying. Like, if you want more properties, you're focused on getting more properties.
Yeah, and that's your focus. If that's what you want to do.
Yeah, and like the women will come. The attraction will come. It happens. It just I know, like I said, it sounds so counterproductive and everything. Like, but I'm not trying. How am I not gonna get and this, that, and the other? But I'm telling you, it works, man. Like, women are predators when it comes to that kind of shit, man. They can smell it.
Yeah.
They can smell a dude.
Oh, what's up, Lee? How you doing, man?
What's up, man?
He's amazing dance instructor, by the way. I want to give him a shout out. Man? Yeah, what's up, Lee?
I can't dance at all, so we'll test your expression and see how good you really are.
No, he good. But
yeah, like, you'll be surprised, man. They can smell that shit from a mile away. Like I said, if you focus on your own thing, you're relatively good people. You know what I mean? What did he say? Hold on. What did he say? He said attractive women in general play more games than wealthy men. Well, that's because wealthy men don't have to play games. That's what I think. I think, like, Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
wealthy men don't have to play games, man. And
Mm-hmm.
like the thing with attractive women is
Mm-hmm.
like their currency is their prettiness,
Yeah.
and there's a finite amount of time on their
Yeah.
currency, so
Mm-hmm.
they gotta exploit the fuck out of it while they still can.
Kenya before, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
before they run out. Because the unfortunate part about like the
Mm-hmm.
pretty woman motif and the pretty woman role is that there's always prettier women coming up.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
You know, you're always on time.
Mm-hmm.
Money is fucking the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
You a wealthy dude, and you
Wealthy
gonna
men
stay
play
wealthy
games.
for a while.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You gonna
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
you gonna be in it. But that's the thing. All right, so he
Mm-hmm.
says wealthy men play games with money, which is funny. But that's the thing. It's like, are they playing games, or are they at
Oh, they
just
just
another
really
level?
focus on that. yeah.
It's not even a
Mm-hmm.
focus. It's like a. I
Mm-hmm.
saw this video. It's this woman. Her name is Rebecca Lynn Pope
Mm-hmm.
on YouTube, and she was a dating coach for women. And she quit. She quit because she said women have just too unrealistic standards for men, like what they
Mm-hmm.
want and everything. It's actually a good video. You know, I'll add that to the favorites on the YouTube channel.
Okay.
Y'all
Yeah.
want to check it out.
Yeah.
But one thing she said, she was talking about her own experience and how she was
Mm-hmm.
dating this dude who was like a baller and stuff. So he had that
Mm-hmm.
kind of money. He was
Mm-hmm.
he was a ball player. She said like she thought they was in this relationship and all in love and all this other crap
Mm-hmm.
because she had all these, what she
Mm-hmm.
felt was signs. And one of them was like, yeah, well, I remember he gave me like 5 G's one time. I said, yes, he gave me 5 G's. So I'm like, yeah, who would just give,
Yeah. Yeah.
someone
Yeah.
5 G's? That's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, she found out she was like one of 12 women in his life, in his rotation.
Mm-hmm.
And it clicked with her like, well, he's a wealthy dude. Like 5 G's is like nothing to him.
Nothing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
5 G's
Mm-hmm.
is $5 to me. I give out
Yeah. Yeah.
$5,
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's that whole that scale, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
And plus, that kind of, let's be real, that kind of woman has a very
Mm-hmm.
short lifespan,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So yeah, like wealthy when there comes like wealthy dudes, like
Mm-hmm.
it's just a whole nother life.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a whole nother life.
I mean, to the people that's watching, how many of y'all have experienced this? Like, how many of you guys actually, you know what, maybe in your younger days, or maybe even now, whatever, when was the last time when you asked and you approached that girl that you liked and you asked her, like, so what are we? What happened when you asked her? Did she have the same feelings? And if she did, maybe you got lucky. Because at that point, you just rolling the dice. When you're asking her to be in a relationship, a committed relationship, you're basically trying to lock her down. You're really rolling the dice on that she's really feeling you. Like, even for my girl, I don't ask her. I don't ask her because she brought up that topic. And usually when a girl likes you and she really wants to be with you, she might not ask you straight up. And if she does, great. But if she doesn't, she might hint it. So what are we now? And then you could throw the question back at her. What do you want us to be? And if she says, well, I really like you and this and that, then you already know where the direction is going. And since you already know that, boom, there it is. She will be like, well, I really want you to be my boyfriend. Boom, done. And if that's what you really want.
Yeah, it's all down
Yeah.
to what you want.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I agree with
Mm-hmm.
pretty much everything you said with that. Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, don't push for the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, trust me,
Mm-hmm.
trust
Mm-hmm.
me. If
Yeah.
you are dating a woman and
Mm-hmm.
then you're having fun and she's having fun,
Mm-hmm.
she will
Yeah.
bring up the "so what are we"
Mm-hmm.
conversation. It's in their
Mm-hmm.
DNA. It is in their DNA, and if she don't, that means she out doing her thing
Mm-hmm.
anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
so you need to worry. Don't
You don't
get
need to
too
worry
invested
about it.
yourself. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it. But if y'all are spending a lot of time together
Mm-hmm.
or a fair amount of time
Mm-hmm.
together, and
Mm-hmm.
that's progressing, it will come up. It
Yeah.
will just basically
Just have fun. Focus on
enjoy the
dating.
time.
Focus on dating. Enjoy the
And
process.
just do what you're doing.
Lee said, I stopped feeding the insecurities. Let it happen naturally. I know Lee, so I know he gets it. I know Lee.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that's what it is. That's insecurity. Like the
Mm-hmm.
story you shared, Mitchell, they came from a place of fear. I know
Yeah.
anytime I've done just the small things like we said earlier, with the responding back really fast. It's fear. It's like, oh, if I don't come back,
like,
she gonna think I'm not, and
interested. Yeah.
it is counterproductive, and it's hard too because like as we dudes, we people, we have feelings, we humans.
Yeah.
But it's about getting checked on that.
Yeah, cool was like she will find a way to trap you and keep you from other girls if she likes. Yeah,
Yeah.
is she really
Oh, yeah.
feeling you? Yeah, but how
Yeah.
do you get there? See, a lot of guys don't know how to get there, right? And we're telling you right now is to really focus on what, like, okay, when I say focus on yourself, I mean, yeah, keep that focus on yourself, but like don't push them away. Now that's the difference. It's kind of like the whole no contact rule. When you don't like when she doesn't want certain things or whatever, then forget it. You know what? No contact. But then when she comes back to you, it doesn't mean you don't give her any type of contact, because that's where most guys, they forget. They're like, oh, she's coming back, I'm just gonna ignore her. Like, no, you're not gonna go anywhere with that. So there is that twist. So like if she, you roll on the dice and you ask her that question and she does, she was like, well, okay, I do want to be with you, then you're in luck. But what happens when you ask her, or what happens when you do bring it up? You got caught in it, right? How do you back away from it? A good way to approach it is, so like, do you want to see other people? You could ask her that. Like, it's a genuine question. Like, do you want to see other people? Do you want this to be more of an open relationship? And see where she stands. Because if she be like, no, like, I really like you. I just want, but right now I need more time. That, to me, is a girl that is trying to help you. And she's going to tell you. She's telling you, like, no, I want to, want us to be kind of exclusive, but I'm just not ready yet. And then we don't know when is ready. It could be 2 weeks. It could be 2 months. Just focus on having fun. And what Yaku said, they will trap you. They will trap you if she likes you enough.
That's the truth. That's why, like you said, I don't even. That's why I really agree with you to the point. Like, I wouldn't even be the one to bring that up to and kind of like what you said, like if it's killing you to the point you just want to know how you phrase it. I liked how you just presented that a bit, but I'd be like, so how do you just I'm wondering, how do you see us?
Yeah,
It's a casual fun thing. You having fun.
Yeah.
You moving towards towards a goal. You know what I'm saying? Do you have some end goal at the end of this? But I don't even think you really have to do that, man. Just like I said, unless it's a safety thing. Now, if you
already said it and you're like, oh, I got caught in it. Yeah,
I was gonna say, I'm taking from the perspective like, you laying with this chick without any.
No.
You don't want to know if she out here being wild for the night.
All right, there is a little thing, that.
But
do you want to see other people?
Don't just do your best. No, don't even bring it up. Don't let it be. Like I say, if you'll be surprised, man. Just just being that dude, being the fun dude, doing show what you do. It I'm telling you, it will come around, and you're not being active because you're working on to quote the great Patrice O'Neal, you're working on your corporation. All right, you are your corporation, and you are looking for your vice president for your company. You know what I mean? If she ain't on no act right, you got to go to human resources to get to find a new candidate for VP. So, but yeah. Now, what did Yaku say? Still make sure it's the right timing when you ask. It could be weird or something. Yeah, I wouldn't ask her if she like on the toilet and you was like, yo, where we at? I wouldn't do that. How bad it is or anything. But no, I agree with you. I wouldn't even ask, man. I would just let that shit ride.
I wouldn't ask. I mean, the younger me did ask, and it backfired. Which is why we're all here today, is because I made the mistakes. I made mistakes, and I could not figure out why. Like, what's even worse was it happened again. It happened again. Oh, thanks, Lee, man. It's good seeing you, man.
Thank you, man. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. It happened to me before. It happened to me, and it happened again, and I was like, wait, I couldn't figure it out. Like, something I'm doing is not right, because history tends to repeat itself, and I'm like, all right, I have to figure this out. Someone out there has this advice. Someone out there, but it's and even in the beginning too, I was kind of like, why would I do that? Like, that's not what the movies would show. It doesn't
Yeah,
feel right.
you're taught that like that's bad.
Yeah, that's
Like,
bad.
you're
Like,
taught that that's bad. That's a bad way to be. Maybe you got some bad
exactly.
advice from honest. And that's another thing
Yeah.
we have to be careful of with dudes. You get bad advice from like older women who are coming from like a place of
Mm-hmm.
reflection.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're thinking about maybe mistakes they made in their past. And then you also have the issue too where they're telling you the advice
Mm-hmm.
for like maybe the kind of guy they want at that time of
Mm-hmm.
their life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But there's a generational gap. So yeah, you have to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
You have to with the advice that you take.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And it's also really important too when a woman that just depends on when they broke up, right? Let's just say they broke up in a shorter term relationship. When I say shorter term, I want to say like maybe 2-3 years versus like a whole 5-10+ years. Like, those will make a difference. And the only reason why is because when they're in a longer term relationship, the feelings are still there. So it's gonna take a longer time for that girl to be okay with it, whether it's her guilt or it could be anything.
Well, I mean, the person's, you talking about
She's
long-term
still human.
relationship, they're
Yeah.
more integrated in their life.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, this basic shit, is like used to be like a two-person thing, and now it's just them. So, yeah, it's going to take time. Man.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is. But once again, you hit the nail on the head. You focus on you. You focus on just, dating, having fun. I will say this, though. I will say, because I think this is what happens with a lot of guys is if you start to feel like you're in the place of being taken advantage of to a degree, I will at that time advise you to bring it up or maybe make a more emboldened move, because the last thing you want to do is like to end up like being bitter, feeling bitter, being bitter,
All right, thank you, Carter, man.
All right, Carter, man. Good
Have
luck
rest of the day.
Good luck with everything too, man. I know you got it. I really do worry about that, man. My homies out here like getting bitter over things.
Oh yeah.
Because we talked before, and I've said, the whole MGTOW movement is real.
Yeah.
It's getting stronger, which I don't disagree with in a lot of ways. But the problem to me is it comes from a place of like bitterness and like bad feelings, not like I'm better just doing this. It's like all women are bad. Fuck this.
Yeah.
Stay away from them if you want to just
It comes from a place where it comes from a place of resentment versus like, oh, I want to do my own
That's
thing.
what I'm looking for. Yeah, it's like resentment. So like if you are maybe you're not really dating, maybe y'all are just hanging out and you're trying to make that move, and you're not feeling it reciprocated, or at least getting a definite like yes or no. Like, look back on yourself. Make sure your intentions were clear. That's something we always talk about. That's one of the main steps to avoid being put in the friend zone.
Oh yeah.
Big make sure your intentions are clear. Now, if you make your intentions clear and she says, "I'm not ready," you got to act accordingly. You know what I mean? Like, basically what I mean is like, you do have some women out here who are enjoying girlfriend privileges without like girlfriend duties. And I don't just mean physical either. I mean like the whole gamut. Because any woman that's in your life that you want to put that title on should be providing you with some kind of whatever you're looking for. Yeah, whatever you're looking for, emotional, physical, whatever it is. But it should be. So you need to be careful with that too, with that energy. Because you got to value yourself, man. You can't just be giving out that shit for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I think time is the one thing that you can never get back. We talked a lot about that too. So like when you give someone their time and they don't respect your time, they don't respect you. That's the thing.
Yeah.
If they don't respect
most
your
definitely.
time, they don't respect you.
Yeah.
There's no other way around it.
So
No
you
other way
gotta
around
be,
it.
yeah. And I mean, too, like it goes. I know we keep saying this, but a lot of this stuff it goes back, man, to
Yeah.
other shows we had, other lessons
Mhm.
we learned because it builds on each other. You gotta be ready to take that L too, man.
Mhm.
If
Oh
you
yeah.
if you bring it up and she says, "I'm not ready," all right,
No.
cool,
Yeah. Or
walk away, walk
yeah.
away.
Pull away.
You've done,
Pull away.
yeah, you've done your part, like And as we said in the past, if she comes at you then with the whole like, what happened? We were like, you don't do this.
Yeah.
You just like, look, I told you
That's
my
not what I
intentions. I
wanted.
told you what I was looking for.
Mhm.
I don't feel comfortable with myself,
Mhm.
giving that part
Mhm.
in that capacity
Mhm.
without the other.
Mhm.
Like, no disrespect to you, none of that,
Mhm.
but for my own self,
Mhm.
to protect me, I got to do this and walk away
Mhm.
earnestly,
Yeah. And
earnestly.
and to be fair with women too, it takes women longer to fall in love than guys. It really does. There's another thing where I forgot to touch base on, which was the whole, if she got out of a short term and a long term, women that came out from a long term relationship, they need more time, and the guys should proceed with caution. They tend to be more hot and cold. It's just a tendency that they have. It's only because they're not sure on whether or not, like, oh, is like, do I really like this person, or is he a rebound, versus like, oh, do I still miss my ex? Like it could be a whole lot of things, but you let her decide that on her own. The best thing that you could do is focus on having fun
Well,
and
yeah, I
dating.
mean, once
Yeah,
again, that's what we said about
exactly.
that's what we said about like
Hmm.
people healing themselves. That's on
Hmm.
that's their own responsibility. And the problem with that, which is something you said that's true, is that it's hard. That's hard work. That's a hard
Hmm.
process. That's a hard work. A lot of people don't like to look at themselves.
Hmm.
And the truth is, like, she might not even recognize it. So that's why
Hmm.
you got to be
Hmm.
looking.
Hmm.
Looking at these signs, listening to what she's saying. That's why I brought up the
Hmm.
active listening earlier,
Hmm.
and taking this in to put this whole equation together.
Hmm.
Hold on, what
Hmm.
do you got? Because they great books in the back. How to
Oh,
Win Friends. Yeah, oh yeah. Those
somebody
books,
recognizes it. Thank you,
those,
Yaku.
yeah, those books are amazing books, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I put those on my list of like pinnacle books to read.
Or
Right
just
up there with
reread,
yeah,
re-listen.
right up there with
Audible.
like the 48 Laws of Power. One of
Yeah.
my favorites. I go with that. I would most definitely go
Hmm.
with those too.
Hmm. Hmm.
You have to. Yeah, Audible.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Audible.
Re-listen. Like, hey, no joke. I was doing
Re-listen to it,
laundry.
man.
I was doing laundry last week, and I was re-listening to Never Split the Difference.
Hmm.
Just to keep it going. You
Hmm.
know.
Yeah, and it's important to kind of like, whether or not you know this type of information, guys. Like, it's good to like go back to it from time to time. It's kind of like going to school. Just because you went to school, it does not mean you like will know everything. Like, I don't
Yeah, you got to
know
refresh those skills.
90% of the stuff that I've learned from high school.
Oh yeah,
You know what I
and
mean?
you know
It's
what?
like, yeah,
I I know this is a bit of a topic switch too, but
hmm,
I saw this. Oh, what's up, Eric May? My boy
yeah.
Batmouth up in here
Hmm.
using your government
What's good?
name.
What's good?
Um,
Uh-huh.
I think about this dude, Damon John. He's on Shark Tank. He's the brother that did Fubu.
Oh,
I listened to
Fubu.
something he said, and
Okay.
it really stuck with me. Where he goes, like, he's not really a voracious reader. It's not
Okay.
like he reads like 12 books a year or something like that. But what he
Hmm.
does do is like, if he reads a book, like he has like 5 books that he's read like
Uh,
4 or 5 plus times,
hmm.
because he was like, it's better to at least have a small pool of books that you really look and study and take in the information than to just kind of read a whole bunch of stuff to read it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
maybe not really
Have a
absorb the knowledge or the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
information that's
Hmm.
coming to it. And I thought about that, and I was like, okay, I see that, and that's
Hmm.
actually I think a good way to look at it. Like, if you got a little
Hmm.
circle, maybe 4 or 5 books
Hmm.
that you go back to,
Hmm.
because maybe you don't have the time to read. Maybe it's just hard for some people, but you keep reading
Yeah,
those. Like, ain't
yeah,
nothing wrong with that, man. You still
yeah,
reading, you still like bettering yourself. You know,
yeah.
yeah. And listen,
Hmm.
like, okay, Audible, give me that fucking sponsorship.
Audible.
Yeah,
What's
listen to
good?
Audible. Listen to
What's
them
good, man? One
audiobooks.
of these days, Justin, it's gonna be yours. It's gonna be yours.
It was,
Yeah.
make it happen.
Yeah.
Make it
Hmm.
happen. Let's see what's up.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
most definitely, man. But as all what they say, you guys also check out Limitless. It will help with learning other books. Is that the Bradley Cooper movie? No, I'm sure that's a
Yeah.
book.
Speaking of Bradley Cooper, remember
They
the
got that
last time
pill.
he came into our store?
No, I wasn't there.
Oh, well, you weren't? Oh, damn.
No,
Okay.
I
Damn.
wasn't there.
He was just dropping pennies left and right, man. Oh my
Well, you
God,
know.
can you sign my? I was like, God damn. But see, there he goes. He was focused on himself. Of course, we
What,
can't.
hold on,
Uh,
what did he say? He said alpha males don't
females
do
don't do
marriage.
marriage.
I'm not a big fan
Nah,
of the
nah.
term alpha male for various reasons, but some do, some
Yeah.
don't. It is what it is. Uh,
I feel like everybody has their own like perspective on alpha males, and like everybody wants to feel important too at the same time. But you know what? Every just take how alpha males and what you truly believe in. But I feel like once you really find that one person that you really click with and understand. Oh wait, yo, Justin, I think you're starting to disconnect, or is it me? Wait, can you guys still hold up? Something happened. Okay, there you go. You came back. Okay, we both paused and broke up. Okay, okay, there you go. Okay, my bad.
all right, we in there.
Um, but yeah, with the whole alpha male kind of thing, like sometimes just take it like a grain of salt. Sometimes with a whole lot of that information,
Yeah,
because there's too many misinformation out there nowadays. It's like the world has. It's not. It's not that we can't get information anymore. Everybody has like. It's too easy to get information, and it could easily be like misinterpreted.
yeah. Well, I mean, I
Yeah.
think it's also easy to put information out there,
Oh
and
yeah, way
then
easier, man.
my only thing too with that term alpha male, not only thing, but one of them is just like I think, like you said, it paints a very when you say alpha male, you think of a certain picture, but then it's like if you think about the true alpha males of today, none of them look at that picture. Like the two most influential people in this world right now is like Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos, and they do
Hmm.
not look like alpha males as you would see them. So you got to be. I just try to warn
Hmm.
people, especially like younger dudes, like be careful
Hmm.
when taking in that kind of information. Maybe I mean you can find some great things about it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking it, saying it's all
Hmm.
bad. I'm just saying be careful what you
Hmm.
like actually bring into your core and like really hold on to. It's like
Hmm.
you know this whole thing because I mean like I say, he said,
Hmm.
marriage ain't for some people. Marriage might be for some people.
Hmm.
It depends on that. I do think that
Hmm.
it's a benefit.
Uh-oh. Yeah. I think we're getting cut off every now and then. All right,
Probably.
wait. Are we getting cut off, guys? If you're still here, let us know. Are we getting cut off? Because it's kind of desyncing. I don't know, but we just
Yeah, it's going
continue
back
on
and
with this.
forth.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hmm.
But yeah, it
I don't
just
know if I said that. Yeah, did I already say what the last thing you want is a girl to kind of have that regret on
yeah
being with you? Yeah,
you
yeah,
brought it
yeah,
you
yeah,
brought it up.
yeah.
Like yeah, they
You don't
jumped
want
into
that.
it and they feel like they weren't ready, and then
Th
you get
then they
in that time.
yeah, then they have something to kind of go back on to help justify what they said. Like, oh yeah, you're right. Like I wasn't ready, and he kind of forced me into this relationship, and this is not what I really wanted. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
then
I mean,
then
you got
then she's gonna have more to talk about. Let her talk about it. Let her talk to her friends. She will have friends to talk about these type of stuff. If she really likes you, her friends will know. And depending on what her friend says, yeah. But then
yeah,
at the end of the day, if she really feeling you, like what Yaku said, she will find a way to trap you.
yeah. Oh yeah,
She
yeah.
will find a way to
They
trap you. Hmm.
they have their ways. They're deceptive. I think about it
Think
with
about
life.
it.
There's
Well, why?
always information of all kinds of floating around. Yeah, no, it really is. It's
Yeah.
just
Hmm.
it's all times you gotta be careful with what you take in and what you do.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, no, like you say, that's another. That's that's what we should have titled this. It's not even issue ready. It's like she will trap you when she wants. You know
She
what I
will trap you.
mean? Like
Do I need to change
that's
the
just what
title?
it
She
is.
will trap you.
Yeah. If you stay on your stuff, if you work on your stuff, if you make yourself a man of value, and that's not even monetary. That's
Hmm.
everything. Because there's a lot of dudes
Purpose.
out. It's a lot of dudes out here making 6 figures that's living check to check, and there's a lot of dudes out here who's making 40 to 50,000 a year who are super financially secure. So a lot of it depends on what you do with that money and how you live your life. So yeah, don't get caught up in that hole. You have to make a certain amount to be like a man of value. But if you're on your value, trust me, they will do their best to lock you down.
I would even say, as far as like, even, okay, let's just say if a girl, okay, let's just say she has 2 options. She has an option A, which is a guy that's already has everything, but kind of lacks a purpose. He doesn't really have anything going on for himself, but he has the money. He's financially stable. He has everything that you could possibly think of, like cars, a house, some money. If you want to go out to eat, like that's no problem, no purpose. Versus a guy that is on his grind. He has potential success. That guy will be more, in her eyes, will be more attractive because there's something to move on. There's something to grow on, and they could grow together. And she would even see that more as an attractiveness than the guy that kind of already has everything together, but don't really have a purpose.
Well, it depends on the woman. She a gold digger.
Unless she's a gold digger. But do you want
a
gold digger? Unless you want.
Some people want gold diggers. I don't tell no man what to do with his own buddy. I just offer my my ideas, But no, I feel what you're saying. Yeah, like if you moving towards something, if you hustling towards something, you'll get it going. Yeah, but just as we always say though, be ready to take that L.
Be ready.
Understand
that there's an L, and it's not going to affect you. Stoicism goes back previous episodes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I always preach stoicism. The art.
The art of not giving.
The art of being unaffected. It's more how I look at it.
Moving in silence.
Yeah.
Do what you gotta do.
Just basically keep to yourself. Focus on your own shit. Make yourself, just a force to be reckoned with, someone not to be trifled with. And people will. They'll you'll be surprised. Like maybe they'll come up on you. They'll spot it. They spot you out, man. And and you brought up a good point. Even if you could be rich and have everything, you still be a corny ass dude. Yeah. And not respected is the word. Yeah. Not respected, but by ladies. You may pull a certain type of lady, but she ain't gonna respect you. We all know how that.
Oh, that's no respect. Yeah.
Yeah, she gonna end up trying to take half your shit that you work for, and she gonna leave you broken.
Yeah.
Dr. Manhattan love. Oh man, he plays for real. Wait, do we want to be Dr.? That's a comic book reference. People who seen The Watchmen.
No, I'm not a comic guy. Yeah.
Nah, yeah.
I'm not a whole lot of guy.
No, you're not.
But you know what I am? I'm a guy with a purpose that knows what I want to do, okay?
Your purpose is to be up more on some pop culture shit. Dr. Manhattan is like, he was a human who becomes a god. And he lives outside the constraints of time. Therefore, he does not interact with people the way that, people would normally interact. Because he it's indifference to him. Like he doesn't see it. Like your life is as important to him. He says it. It's a line in the book, in the movie, where he's like, the world's smartest man is as important to me as the world's smartest termite. Which is like, like it's the same thing. And he's not affected. It's indifferent because he sees the bigger picture. And that is, you need to have some of that. You need to see the bigger picture.
That actually, it brought me back to high school. Started, kind of, derail myself from this topic, but like my instructor one time said something about like, the life, like you are no different than the life of a carrot. And I was like, God damn, like that hit a little bit. I was like, it's very complex. You're not special, basically.
But I was gonna say that's you being told you're not special, which is like counterproductive. Everyone's like, everyone's special. You're a snowflake. You need to let your light shine because your light can hit. It's like no, like you are nothing. You cannot let your light shine. Meathead wins in the immediate. If you're talking high school, meatheads win early on. If you're talking later in life, nerds always win. later on, because they're the one nerds are the ones who ends up running the world. You know, it's
Are
true.
we talking about the general
Technology,
public? This is
the
more
business,
general, right?
just
Yeah.
whatever. I just
Okay.
assume like a high school
Okay.
that kind of thing. Nerds end up winning, like running the world, and you know, the meatheads.
Yeah.
I think they can and
Yeah.
they do. Yeah, don't get me wrong. You can be a meathead, be successful because you need some of those traits.
No,
You need that competitiveness. You need that kind of stuff. But just
that
in
grind,
general,
yeah.
it's yeah,
And
nerds tend to play more of the long game.
and don't get the whole meathead and like I have a lot of muscles, physical muscles, like, and don't measure that with masculinity, because just because you have more muscle than me does not mean you're more masculine than me. Because I know a lot of guys that could bench like 300 pounds, right? And I'm out here benching maybe like 150 at best, right? And they just crumble when the girl tells them something. There, I'm like, why would you do that? Like, you just lost. Like, she's not gonna respect you now. So don't compare like your physical attributes to like how masculine you are. Although it does play a small role, you know, having some muscles. It means you take care of yourself.
Yeah, I just took it as a more general, you know, like high school to adult life sort of. Like I said, I think a lot of meatheads tend to peak in high school, college era, and then you know as you get older on their life, the nerds. But see, that's why the game kind of fucked up now, though. It's like when he brings up that question, it's like because a lot of those nerds who like running shit now, they bitter from not getting the play back when they was in high school and college. You know what I mean? Because you know the meatheads, you know that like especially at that time they would have, you know, they were like the most desirable traits. You know, you're going for looks and you know
aesthetics
and social popularity at that point.
Yeah.
You know, and then as you get older, maybe a lot of those nerds are now, you know, successful in business or technology or whatever, and then, you know, they are settled, and at their point in their life, they're the ones who are now more valued because it's like, well, you know, I get this person's making this kind of income or this, and then, but then, you know, a lot of nerds, they still got that bitterness, man, of like, I can't, you know, I do. In high school, girls didn't like me, and now they all up on me because, you know,
I got this.
So I feel like it comes at two. They either get taken advantage of, like some fine gold digger comes and like just grabs them around their finger because they have no experience, or they're like fuck all women. They only want me for my money, so I'm gonna just be a complete asshole and like, you know, slap them up and all this kind of shit. So it is what it is, man. But yeah.
Cool. Yeah, man.
Definitely, I want some nerds on my team. Nerds poison water supplies. So, you know what I'm saying?
It got really dark really quick. I'm going to end it here before Audible here. But, yeah, I mean, what last thing, does anyone have any more questions? Guess we're going to be closing it up right now. There is a question I want to ask you guys. When was the last time you guys been in a relationship? Before you were ready? Yeah, this is for the ladies out there. Like, when was the last time the guy asked you before you were ready? Justin said, I am lost. Send us a direct message after this. We'll help clarify that a little bit for you. But you guys, thank you very much for tuning in. We do these Instagram lives every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. And if you guys find this video content of value, you guys can show your appreciation by donating any amount that you feel is equal to the value of this video. If you guys have any questions, a little bump on the road, send us, me or Justin, a direct message and we can answer shortly. Until next time, we out.
Yeah. All right. Peace, man.
Peace.